A new book called Wait encourages readers to take their time making up their minds. In fact, it suggests waiting until the last possible moment to make some decisions. And it just may be considered the answer to the popular book Blink, which promotes making choices in the blink of an eye. Joining me to talk about his new book, Wait, is USD law professor and former investment banker Frank Partnoy. Frank, thanks for being here. What inspired you to write a book on the virtues of taking your time and waiting?
Well, there are really two things. One is that I've always been a procrastinator, and I bristled at being told that that was bad. So I wanted to study procrastination and delay and try to figure out when it's good and when it's bad. That was one reason. And another was that I discovered that Lehman Brothers had constructed a decision-making course back in 2005 and gotten just about everything they could possibly get wrong. They instructed 4 dozen of their top employees to go with their gut. This is back in 2005, before the financial crisis. They had Malcolm Gladwell come in and deliver the capstone lecture. He had just written Blink. And then, of course, they made the worst snap decisions in the history of financial markets. So I wanted to try to, didn't pan out, and I wanted to try to reflect new research and write a new lesson plan for Wall Street and for all of us.
Why do you think it's important for everyday decisions?
Well, I think for most of us, we are affected by the crush of technology, constant email and social media and 24-hour news, and it's speeding up our decisions. And so in reacting to just the crush of everyday life, we're going to necessarily be faster and faster, and we're hardwired to be faster. So I think we need to resist that as much as we can.
Do most of us, average people, do we make our decision intuitively, analytically? Do we make our list? How do most people do it?
Most people use a combination of those two. Those are the two key poles of decision making, using intuition or analysis. And really the key to good decision making is figuring out when you're an expert and you can go with your intuition, and when you need to take a step back, realize that you're a little bit more of an amateur and be more analytic.
Speaking of amateur versus professional, in your book you talked about people who have to make snap decisions, let's say tennis players, race car racers, and you talked about this 500 millimeter barrier, this line. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's remarkable, but we cannot think consciously in less than half a second, 500 milliseconds. And there are all these sports like tennis or baseball or cricket, actually, that are super fast. And scientists who study those sports have found that the very best professional athletes are just a tiny, tiny bit slower than amateurs, about 50 milliseconds slower. What they're able to do is, with that tennis ball coming in, with the baseball coming in, they're able to delay their stroke until the last possible millisecond so that they can spend more time processing information about the speed and trajectory of the ball. And that kind of metric, that kind of approach, works well for longer-term decisions that we all have to make in the conscious field as well as professionals in the unconscious field.
One conscious decision that we often have to make is about dating. And in your book, you talked about how this relates to decision making in dating and making snap decisions versus making in-depth decisions. Tell me more about that.
This also was surprising to me, but with all of the social media and online dating, people are using photos more and more to react to dates and to decide who they want to go out with. And research suggests that that's the most dangerous thing that you can do, that the things that matter for a relationship are chemistry and compatibility, and you can't tell that from a photo. I spent some time with and interviewed the president of It's Just Lunch, the international dating network, and interestingly, they're quite successful and will not let their clients see photos because they think people will snap react to the photos, and they tell people, take your time making a decision. Take lunch. Take an hour. An hour is about the right amount of time to process information about a prospective person, someone you might want to have a relationship
want to date with.
And then at the end, at the very, very end of lunch, ask just one question. Would you like to go out with this person again? And don't make snap decisions during the early phases.
Okay, so take a little bit of time, but an hour, I got that on the date.
No longer than an hour, though.
No longer than an hour. Can you briefly just tell me the top 3 key messages in your book?
Well, the first key message is that there's a 2-step decision-making process that successful and happy people follow, which is first, figure out what time world you're living in and what is the maximum amount of time you can take to make a decision. And that might be a second or it might be a minute. And then second, wait as long as you possibly can within that time frame. So this is a kind of 2-step decision-making framework that people can use. A second message is, be comfortable with delay. Manage delay instead of letting delay manage you. Be comfortable taking a step back. A lot of the CEOs I interviewed would carve out an hour in their day to make sure that they would have time to reflect and think about strategy. And then a third one is procrastination is not evil. We should be comfortable procrastinating. It used to be the case that procrastination was regarded very favorably. The Greeks and the Romans loved procrastinators. It was a source of wisdom. And we got off on the wrong track, really, in the 18th century first, where the Puritan work ethic led us to feel bad about procrastination, and especially more recently, where there's been a kind of anti-procrastination industry that makes us all feel terribly guilty about putting things off.
So procrastination, not so bad. I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. I have to say goodbye to you, Frank. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's been great.